Disclaimer. Everything I say in this video are purely my opinions. You can like Flipaclip. I'm not saying that you should hate it as much as I do. This is just my point of view. Thank you for listening, and you may start watching the video now. Oh my god, this is the first video that I'm using my VTuber model on. And I know it's a bit scuffed, like the eyes and mostly just everything. I spent a really long time doing it, okay? You know, I actually spent like a huge amount of time doing it. So, first I needed to draw it, and that took like 2 hours, and then I needed to rig it, and that's the painful part. Of course, this is my second VTuber model. The first one was like so scuffed. Actually, this is my third, but anyways. Nearly 20 hours, so you better watch this whole freaking video. Yeah, I know it's super scuffed, and I will fix that in the near future. But right now, I don't have enough money to buy the freaking 2D, what is it called, live 2D cubism. So we will have to deal with this one for a while. Okay, into the video we go. Alright guys, who wants to criticize Flipaclip? You did not see anything. All jokes aside, it's a decent animation program. I mean, you can create animations with it, and that's the point. Although, I do have my own opinions about the overall workflow. Some of the features are a little confusing and bad in my opinion. So in this video, I am going to talk about my experience of animating in Flipaclip. Additionally, I made up a challenge for myself to really test Flipaclip's limits, and my own included. After years of using other programs that I like more, the challenge in question is making a fully colored 3-minute long animated music video bit with backgrounds only using Flipaclip. Yup, I had to make it extreme. Of course, you know me. I am extreme with this type of things, and I always will be. So with that out of the way, firstly let's talk about my own personal experience while we watch the freaking speed paint, or should I say speed animation. I've animated as a hobbyist for about 4 years now, and I believe I have some experience of animation. Flipaclip was my first app/program to try out, since at the time it was the only one I knew of. At first it was kind of good, in my opinion, but as I started to improve, I noticed quite a lot of problems with the program. For example, why is a simple feature like onion skin settings behind a paywall, or why can't I color with the bucket tool on a different layer than my line art is in? Of course, I found a solution for the second problem, if you want to know it. So, basically you just have to duplicate the line art layer, and then use the line art layer that's below the other as a color layer, so then you can bucket your colors easily. But that's besides the point. Trying Flipaclip after nearly 2 years of not opening it, oh no. Guys, just as I expected, it's bad. I mean, it's not as bad as I remembered, but it's still very confusing and frustrating to use. The copy and paste system is buns, like why do you have to go to a different window called Frame Viewer just to copy multiple frames at once? Of course, the app is free, so I can't really be too harsh. But a majority of the features needed are behind a paywall, of course. And if you're paying for something, you would like it if the other features were good. But no, that's not how it is, at least for me, okay? Don't get mad at me, don't cancel me for hating Flipaclip, okay? I also noticed that since I last used Flipaclips, there has been a rise of pay-to-use features, I think? I'm not sure though. So the challenge. Currently, as of editing this video, I still have only 700 something frames lined out of 2,400, yippee. Oh no, and this is going to take my whole life away. This long video is cut to a few parts, and we are only getting started with the first one. I started manually tweening the intro text, as there's no keyframe tweening in Flipaclip at the moment, and never has been. I was rather good at manual tweening in 2023, I think. But then I kinda dropped the method, so it's taking a while to get used to it again. Also, if anyone's asking, I'm using 12 frames per second and 720p canvas size to get that, oh shit, it's pixelated in the finished animation whenever that happens. Manual tweening has never been my strongest point so yeah. When I'm talking about manual tweening, I mean when you move every part of the character individually for each frame, so like you have to move everything in every frame. Here is an example, I didn't make it though. All credit goes to my amazing friend random animator, or also known as Kisiaimis by her old username. Go sub to her, she's amazing! After I was done with the text, which took me a little over 10 minutes, I had to color pick the colors of my OCs and make palettes for them, since there's not many layers to spare in Flipaclip. Then I started the line art. Yes, I go straight in the line art, but usually I still use a sketch circle for the head. But other than that, I rarely sketch my animations. I chose to do mainly frame by frame for this AMV, which means pain. If I remember correctly, I started with manual camera movement, turning so that it faces my character Midnight. Midnight is a villain in my OC story, but it doesn't feel like it since me and my friends joke about him so much. Okay. Time-lapse time! See you! Like, at the end of the video. So far, everything has went kind of smoothly. You know, we got that one shot done. But that's just the start. I'll see you in part 2 where we will just discuss more problems with Flipaclip. Bye!